I have as much experience in the Congress as Jack Kennedy did when he sought the presidency.
Senator Benson?
Senator, I served with Jack Kennedy. I knew Jack Kennedy. Jack Kennedy was a friend of mine. Senator, you're no Jack Kennedy. What has to be done? And
that was really uncalled for, Senator.
You're the one that was making the comparisons, Senator.
Anti-Afro Svengalis. I started out with one of the most famous quotations in a presidential or vice presidential debate, or should I say presidential campaign overall. But let me tell you, you can simply substitute names, and that's what I'm doing. This is yet another installment of Green-Eyed Monstrosities. And relative to what you just heard, I am making the comparison to Ikie, the attorney, and Stephanie Collins, who is also an attorney. Stephanie Collins is absolutely no Ikie. Now, who is Ikie? And why am I bringing her up? I posted the link to her page. She had a dust-up with Polite. I believe it was last year, or maybe even almost 2 years ago. And she ended up taking some legal action against Polite. Go to her page and tell me if you see even one comment about the current situation that Polite is in with these pending criminal charges for sexual battery and supplying a minor or contributing to the delinquency of a minor. You go see for yourself. Don't even rely on me to give you the answer. So what is this about? This is about a situation where you have, yes, unfortunately, I have to mention this person's name because this person is basically trying to propel his channel based on his imagination, on lies that he has always stated about me, and his continuous insistence that I have no rights, that I should somehow defer to him. But when he saw that didn't work, now he's bringing forth white females and thinks he's going to use them to step to me. Now he's going to teach me a lesson with 2 white females, which is a joke, an absolute joke. In particular, when you're talking about the 2 white females he has selected. Number 1, the moderator over there, Liz Lopez. I don't know if she's still using the name or not. Sits over there, holds court over all these black folks and calls them nigger, and Max B does nothing. Okay, right. And now you have this Stephanie Collins, which is a very interesting situation. He puts her up and she writes this mess about me. And why the hell am I making the comparison to Ikie the attorney? Because Ikie is not an opportunist. She is actually a true activist, a community activist, not a fair weather activist. Some people try to act like activists only when it comes time to step to black women. But when it comes to defending themselves and issues that impact them, they're silent. And this is what we have with Stephanie Collins. Now, this is all about if the shoe fits, wear it. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But this goes back to the whole situation of the verbal and the physical liberties that are taken with us as black people. And unfortunately, you have far too many black folks that are all too willing to go along with it. And this is what you have with Max V and that slave plantation Louisville live stream over there. Now, let me just give you some examples of what we as black folks know all too well about what people like to do to us, as if we don't have any personal, physical, or our own verbal liberties. Stay tuned and I will return.
Let me have... Sorry.
Back camera lights, please.
No, actually, I was here first, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, fucking A, you wait. Fuck. LM, green packs, 100 in the box. And now I'm not done. Asshole.
All the time you need.
I will. No,
That's
no.
why fucking dealing with people all night.
Told your stupid ass. Now what's poppin'? Now, didn't I tell your dumb ass? Don't fuck with me. Now, I did give enough muffins. After that. Fine, still deliver.
Gonna be alright, man? You might want to go to the bathroom and spray your eyes out.
Now I want to talk about the first scenario. Kudos to the sister who didn't just lose it. But she did set a boundary. So hopefully the next time that white woman will not take liberties. I don't think we can be faulted for using restraint. The second situation, I have the link so you can check it out yourself. Do you see how this dude comes into the store? He comes up really close behind the sister. The fact she feels somebody behind her. And then he sizes her up as to whether or not he thinks that she deserves to have any sort of common courtesy, decency, respect. And he decides that she deserves to be disrespected. Add to that, the clerk was willing to go along with it. Do you see the shit I'm talking about? It's not just we disrespect you. It's that we're going to get others also to disrespect you. And then when you're talking about this Max V, you have a whole plantation full of louse-filled live streams who are ready to go along with that. So when the sister continued to be harassed, clearly felt threatened and used the mace, what did you hear? People saying that she was being ghetto. Okay, ghetto. Had the situation been reversed and it was a black man treating a white woman like that, the cops would have been called. Guarantee you. People take certain situations like this for granted. And they think because they are white, they're able to say and do anything they want to black folks. Now, you have to put it in perspective. You can't be extreme about it. I had experience where this white guy had complimented me on the perfume I was wearing. We're all in the store. And my two friends were saying, I can't believe this white dude is just coming up to us. And I'm going, no, I didn't take it like that. You got to know the difference. It's just a compliment. And the person walks off. That's it. You don't go overboard with it. In this situation, I'm not going overboard. You have someone, a black man, who has a plantation full of black folks. Now, they have allowed themselves to be treated in an inhumane manner, but then they expect people outside of that environment to accept the same thing. So just like in the store, I don't care if the other guy was what, Asian, it makes no difference. You're trying to engage other people in the process of you mistreating a black woman because he sized her up and decided she didn't deserve to be respected. And this is the situation we have going on here. But I am going to speak up about it. The insult that you see here on the screen, you can read what Stephanie has written, and in quotations, has the nerve to think she can predict what I'm going to say. This is who Max V brings up and thinks is going to put me straight. Well, I'm going to expand on that, but first I want to tell you some information, factual information. And it so happens, go back to what Lloyd Benson stated. You brought up the comparison. So they always, when I say they, these people who seem to get the most upset when anything is said about them, they are always the ones who start the crap, but they can't handle anything that you bring back, especially if it's true. And this is a situation with Stephanie Collins. Now, Stephanie Collins, don't think for a second this is the first time she's ever mentioned my name or referenced me. No. Let's go back to a time when Stephanie Collins was in a live stream. I have never even heard of this person before. So I get these emails from people with these screenshots and timestamps telling me to go over to this live stream. Well, I saw the screenshots, right? And she's having a conversation with Mr. Bubonic Plague. Mr. Bubonic Plague would be Corey Slater. Trust me, if bubonic plague broke out tomorrow, he would be the first one on the live stream saying that he contracted it. Every single catastrophic condition that can ever be imagined that is put forth on the news, he contracts it. I don't have any information about his medical history as per medical records. I'm just stating what he does when he comes onto live streams. Barrels into the live stream to talk about his health issues that he's diagnosed with the latest, whatever it is. So you have him, Mr. Bubonic Plague, and Stephanie Collins engaging in this discussion about me. And they're trying to decide whether or not they think I am black. Yes, the conversation this is going on. And you have Stephanie Collins making statements like, well, I've heard people like that before who try to claim that they're black. You have a white female trying to make a decision in a black forum about whether I'm black. And you have Mr. Bubonic Plague talking about what his wife, who's white, has to say about what is that white lady doing talking about Umar Johnson. Well, since then, I guess Stephanie Collins has decided that I am black, and now she thinks she can treat me like I'm on that plantation over there, which she's running with Liz Lopez. Because it is a plantation. Maxby doesn't have any control. Maxby is over there whining and crying and lying. That's all he does. And he goes after specifically black women. He targets black women. I'm one of them. And he thinks he's going to build a channel and propel a channel targeting black women. Well, quite possibly, he thinks he can succeed targeting certain black women. And I will say, those are the ones who sit under Stephanie and Liz on the plantation. Louse Field live stream plantation. I'm not even going to think about what the other people in that Lousfield live stream have to say, because they're done for. They're on a plantation. They have no power. Nothing they say is relevant. They just simply repeat whatever lie they're told. So here you have, when we think about the atrocities of slavery, there are things that occurred, and a vestige of slavery remains that some of them think, and sometimes it appears to be inherent in some white folks. Stephanie's one of them. They can still take liberties with us as black people, because back then our ancestors were not expected to think for themselves. We were not even considered human. Supposedly we loved being on a plantation and just existing because we were so happy for people to think they can speak for us, because we can't speak for ourselves, that we don't have a mind of our own, that we're robots. So this statement, this insulting statement up here that she thinks she's going to anticipate with any sort of accuracy what I'm going to say. I don't even know this person. Who the hell does she think she is, saying she thinks she knows what I'm going to say? Let's take some steps backwards. Where are her ethics? I just told you where Ikie's ethics were. She hasn't mentioned a single word about polite. Stephanie Collins has absolutely no idea what I'm going to say. There have been other incidents involving her when she's taken these liberties with me, and I had to address those. I will not go into that. But here's another chance on that plantation for her to step up and think she can tell me what I'm thinking. Like I'm a slave over there. I'm not a slave over there. I have never been over there. I told you I went over there to chase Rev G away because the police were listening to that live stream. I put that in another video. I wouldn't even try. Not in a million years. As a matter of fact, side note, detour, he has moderators over there that keep coming over to AAS channel trying to leave messages for Al. I thought he canceled Al. He's trying to get Al to go back over there. That's what he's trying to do. He wants Al to go begging to get back onto that nasty ass plantation, louse-filled live stream. Sending the moderators over to AAS. Your messages are not getting on the board, by the way. He doesn't want to talk to you. Now, whether it's really authentic or are they trying to set him up to make him look like he's trying to beg them, but they're sending these messages and they know I'm going to send those messages on to Al offline. And they want him to go crawling back over there. If you really don't want something to do with someone, you would not be trying to send them messages. If you really don't want them over on your live stream, in your plantation, you wouldn't be having people send him messages. Again, he's not going to talk to you. If you are so sincere and you are really interested in talking to Al, why don't you go find him on another platform? But here the plantation flunkies go, trying to engage people who want nothing to do with him. As I stated before, if I wanted everybody and their mother over here, I wouldn't be blocking people. We don't want degenerates here. We don't want people here coming to attack people based on nonsense. That's why the people are blocked. We don't want anything to do with what they are talking about. So let's put it back on focus. This person, Stephanie Collins, thinks she can anticipate what I'm saying. And this, of course, is in response to me making it very clear that I am not going to be Max V's meal ticket. This channel's not monetized, never was monetized in terms of me activating it. So he thinks he can just completely capitalize on that by making up lies about me so he can go back onto these plantation platforms and talk about it. Well, let me tell you something. Max V always miscalculates. In fact, I don't even think he recalls what he says half the time. And that's why he's putting up Stephanie Collins, thinking that I'm going to defer to her because she's white and she's female. Are you serious? That's why he's putting her up here. And thinking that because she's an attorney, I'm supposed to do what? Listen, I'm not listening to her. I don't have to listen to anything that she says. She is not a judge. She has no authority over me because of her race or her gender or nothing. I don't care what she says, but I'm going to blast her ass for thinking she can take liberties with me like I'm on that plantation over there. No, you don't know what I'm going to say, but I'm ready to let you in on a secret. You are being unethical. Max V says he has a lawyer. He's made that very clear. But here she is weighing in and giving him legal advice. That's not ethical. And not only that, there are no disclaimers on this statement. This is a straight up types of statement. Lawyers are supposed to give disclaimers. There are plenty of attorneys on YouTube giving information, education, and they give disclaimers. There are no disclaimers. She straight away makes a statement in this slave plantation mentality that she knows what this black woman is thinking. She's got no idea what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the truth. The truth is you're being unethical. You're being an opportunist. You think you have superiority over me because I'm black and you're white. You do not. And all those questions people were asking, what is she doing here as a white female? I don't care that she's a white female. I care that she's out of place and she's out of line thinking she can treat me like I'm on that plantation. And she can think and she can predict what I'm going to say. No, you will never be able to predict what I'm going to say. I don't have to tell you jack shit about what I have, the information. And Max B can go screaming and hollering all he wants about slander. There isn't one single slanderous statement I made. I said his trips to Thailand need to be investigated. There's nothing slanderous about that. On the other hand, it is quite libel or slander, however you want to. Oh, he has written it and he has said it. So we're covering both. That I am a member of a criminal organization, or I am part of a criminal organization, or I run a criminal organization. That is slander. You're being very specific about me being criminal, about me being a criminal. Absolutely no evidence whatsoever, and I've already made it very clear I could file a restraining order or a lawsuit against Max for saying that. He left, who knows why he left, but he couldn't get enough, and now he comes back with these white females in tow thinking he can step to me. No, you cannot step to me, neither can Stephanie Collins. And all this gobbledygook that she's writing up here, she doesn't know what the hell she's talking about, lacking in ethics, talking to someone else's client who has made it clear he has a lawyer. She's stepping in and she is making statements that are absolutely false, inappropriate, completely out of line. I mean, what the hell is this? And then this is the part that really gets me. You have these people like Stephanie and all these other people who want to jump bad when it comes to Black women, right? They think they can take over us and tell us about ourselves because they look out there on YouTube. Max does the same thing. They see all these people trashing Black women, so they think that all Black women will tolerate that. No, you don't have anything to say about me as a Black woman. You don't stand in judgment of me. You're not ethical. Don't pull me into your unethical bullshit that you were trying to do before. Now, what person will sit up on platforms and allow herself to be dogged out because you have the people on the platform talking about who she is? She readily admits she's part of the LGBT community, and she sits in platforms with people who trash who she is. Gay bashing. And what does she say? Nothing. We've heard that before, haven't we? All of these females up here who think they can sit around and do nothing when they are trashed about who they are, but when I open my mouth, they think they want to use me to generate revenue. They think they want to use Rev G to generate revenue. And what they say are nothing but a bunch of lies. They have to go and hijack someone's photo. They have to do nefarious bullshit and try to act like they're stepping to someone. Meanwhile, they don't even defend themselves. People are putting them in positions to the point where they got to come with the death certificate of a child because they feel bullied into explaining what happened. But they think that they can come to me and I'm going to listen to what they say and not defend myself. I'm in the defensive position, and the timeline proves it. These are the individuals who bring up people's names, talk shit about people, like you heard Quayle. He made his statement, but when Lloyd Benson came back, that's uncalled for. Well, why don't you be careful about what you're saying? Or better yet, not say it all. Not say it at all, especially if you aren't even defending yourself. Well, listen, Stephanie Collins has allowed herself to be called a white bitch. I never called her a white bitch. And she would not even defend herself, but she thinks she can come to me and step to me trying to use her so-called legal experience. Well, she's missing a lot. Let me tell you something. I deal with trial attorneys on a regular basis. You need to brush up on your skills. You need, I don't know to what degree, how much time you spend in a courtroom arguing cases. It doesn't appear to be very much because this is very weak. No disclaimer, and you are talking to someone else who is represented by counsel. That is not appropriate at all. I can't tell you how many times I've received emails from people asking me questions, and I always ask them, do they have a therapist? Always. And when they say the answer is yes, I have to defer to that person. I will always give emergency resources, but I cannot give an opinion or weigh in because that's not appropriate. And you come in here from a plantation mindset thinking that you're going to tell me what I'm thinking. You're going to anticipate what I'm going to say. No, you don't have any idea from this point forward what I'm going to say or do. But I know one thing. If you have someone like Max V who comes onto the internet and tries to say that this person is stalking me and they should not be on the internet, who the hell is Max V to say who should be on the internet? He violated the internet rules by trying to get somebody's channel taken down because he didn't like what they said, and what they were saying was simply defending themselves. And yes, I'm talking about the smoke. Why doesn't he stick to the smoke and just deal with him? Because he's weak and he's cowardly. He doesn't even run that plantation platform. He lets those white females run it, and they treat the black folks over there like slaves. I am not over there. I'm not one of your slaves. You don't tell me what I'm going to say and what I think. Figure out how to defend yourselves first. The fact that you folks are over there up under two white females, one of them calling you a nigger, and you think you can talk shit about me. You're not even worth dealing with individually. That's why I'm not mentioning any of your names. You're not worth mentioning. Anyone on a plantation that's living on a plantation that doesn't have the guts to stand up to a white person calling them a nigger can't tell me a damn thing. Stephanie Collins, as a white female, can't tell me a damn thing. I don't give a damn if you are a lawyer. You are not upholding the standards of your profession. And you're up here trying to tell me what I'm going to think and say, like I'm on that platform. It's not an advisable way to go about building a platform. Now, this is the other thing. I will make the decision about when, where, how, and to what degree I will respond to anything at any given time. It is appalling for this person to try to misuse her law license against me as a black person when she is not even defending her own people, the LGBT community. This reminds me so much of Sean, what is his name? Sean King, Black Lives Matter, the opportunist. If you're an advocate, you're an advocate. You do it when it comes down to having to take blows. So why are you on a platform? You're not advocating for anything involving our people. You're tearing our people down. You're helping Max V target black women. That's not going over well with me because I'm one of the people that you have attacked. I don't even know who you are. I never had any conversation with you. It's not even about somebody saying, oh, this person has a view and I disagree with this person. No, this is a person who's going for an attack on my race and claims to be an advocate for social justice. You can't be an advocate for social justice on this issue and then allow people to be attacked on that issue. Like we did for this person when they called her a white bitch. We stated it was wrong. It should not have been done. What's wrong is wrong. But here she is targeting black women, helping Max V carry out this disgusting vendetta. I have no idea why he has so much against black women. He thinks he can talk about black women, although they're married, and question their reproductive health, and then have a fit because their husbands defend them. And then he's talking about he's being stalked. And then the people should be off YouTube. And you have these flunkies over there on the plantation that go along with it. And then he brings up these two white females. This is disgusting. And I consider it a racial attack. That's why I'm speaking up. It's ridiculous. And then she goes on, which is really bizarre. She goes on these platforms. She's supposed to be a defense attorney. And she's up going against the people who are being charged with crimes, which is another issue. Giving a commentary is one thing. But what kind of defense attorney are you? Like Ikie would come on here, if she was to say something about polite, her instinct would be to find a way to exonerate him. That's what a defense attorney does. It's a passion. I know a lot of defense attorneys who have saved a lot of people from very, very serious situations in the legal system. But you're doing the wrong thing if you think I'm going to be your punching bag like Max V so badly wants, because he's got this, again, for whatever reason, vendetta against black women. And he's going to use white females to help him carry out that vendetta. You shouldn't be talking about people personally who have never said anything about you. If you have a disagreement with someone's opinion, that's one thing. But going after people's race and other shit that has nothing to do with the topic, you are just doing what these other people are doing, trying to accuse other people of being bullies, when in fact, that is what they are doing. And then when you come and defend yourself, they want to say you should be off YouTube and they're being stalked. No, let me tell you what stalking is. I can tell you what stalking is when you're speaking to someone on the phone, you're not on YouTube, and you're having a conversation with someone. It's not about anything related to social media. And then the person all of a sudden tells you, guess what's coming through on my phone? I'm getting all of these text messages about you. This person's complaining about you and saying, why are you talking to anti-Afro Bengalis? What in the hell is that? That's stalking, because the person doesn't have my phone number. That's the kind of crap I'm talking about. People don't know when to set a limit. And this is a situation I'm referring to. Talking about matters you have no business weighing in on. You don't know anything about what information I have. You don't know what I've done with it. You don't know what I'm going to say. I am not a guinea pig on that plantation. I can decide whether or not I want to speak out or not. But it just so happens the people over there are phonies. They're backstabbers. They're treacherous. They're liars. And those are the people he continues to put up on the platform. He's got a person over there who the feds are watching because all the crap he was doing. Not just to me, but to many other people. I am not the person who sits up here and says it's all about me. I've never said that. There were other people who were impacted. And he allows that person back onto his platform. And he wants to say that I'm the one that's bringing him heat. No, he's bringing heat to himself because he has this vendetta against black women. And who better to help him carry it out? White females who think they know about us and they can talk about us. Wrong. You are being set up for a fall because you're looking pretty foolish right now. You can say it all you want that I'm attacking you. No, you came for me. I don't even know who you are. And people just don't learn their lesson. People, let me tell you this. If and when I decide I need to get some assistance, I'm going to ask for it. I'm not coming to people here on YouTube, here in this space here. There are people here, make no mistake about it, who have protected me and went to bat for me. That's a distinct issue. But I'm going to get resolution in the larger YouTube streets. No, I need to bring in people who can help take care of business. Because Max doesn't seem to get it on his own. You can't go around trying to intimidate people out of their civil rights and their constitutional rights. And then you turn around and act like you're a victim. You're not a victim. You're an instigator. I don't go over to your channel. I can stay on this channel and say whatever the hell I want to say, especially since I've been quiet for almost 4 freaking years, where you run your mouth. We can speak up whenever we want. And if we want to respond to what's being said, we can do that too. And if you don't like it, maybe you should shut up and quit coming after people's relatives. Maybe you should decide it's time for you to shut your mouth and start talking about people to the point where people feel they need to defend themselves. Because there is a line that's being crossed, and people will respond when that line is crossed. Otherwise, I don't give a damn what you're saying. But it's not working out very well right now because a lot of people are fed up. We're not concerned about the sheeple, too afraid to speak up except when they're told to go to other people's live streams and try to be disruptive, except when they're told to send messages to spaces that aren't paying any attention to them. They're robots. But when people defend themselves, they're not there to uphold or help Max V launch a defense because there is no defense. And even if there was, these people would not be formidable as those who would be upholding Max V as he tries to defend himself. There is no defense. Even if he tried to pretend there was a defense, it would not be effective. Now, hopefully, this puts everything out there to make it unequivocally clear. No one's going to tell me what's in my mind and what I'm going to say or what I should be saying. No one tells you when to open up your nasty mouth and start talking about our people like you're some authority. I don't know any explanations. So if you don't want to give an explanation, people just make up lies. Well, that's a very treacherous road to travel down because people can respond to you when you make up lies in public on them. And that's the part these people cannot handle. Now, always, I have so much more to say, but there are times when you have to just stop and let people know if it's me you're trying to get to break me down, you're not going to get that. Sometimes people are so committed and so desperate to be heard that they'll take any chance in the world. Well, keep taking chances about wanting so desperately to be heard, you're going to wish you were never heard because when people cross the line, most people will respond. And hopefully, what you will do is recognize what is your best measure of protection to avoid situations like this. That would be heeding the warning, buyer beware.